Is this top AEW star set to retire? But first, is Tony Khan taking his social media activity too far? This past Tuesday night, WWE and AEW would go head-to-head in a ratings battle that saw NXT outdo Dynamite in both the key demo and the overall viewership. In the lead up to the clash, Triple H and Shawn Michaels were reportedly hoping to send a strong message to Tony Khan and AEW regarding who's the top dog when it comes to wrestling companies, with them bringing in many top names to ensure victory. Prior to the show and even after, the AEW president has taken to social media to take shots at the competition, with him even revealing that the feud turned personal for him when WWE apparently attempted to poach AEW talent whilst his mother was seriously ill in hospital. With all that said, we now have several reports from various outlets who have revealed the internal feeling towards Khan's social media activity. Fightful Select have reported that the AEW public relations team does not clear Khan's tweets before they go out, and added that several people were surprised by his latest shot at John Cena and The Undertaker after it went out. They would add that there isn't any real concern or issue with the tweet, with there being a mix of thinking he shouldn't have tweeted it at all, or thinking it was Tony having fun with a situation that didn't favour him. It was pointed out that the tweet was followed by a number of AEW match announcements, which may have maximised their reach due to there being eyes on Khan's profile at the time. One source from within AEW told Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer that, "Can somebody get this guy off of his phone?" with this summing up the overall sentiment that he's hearing from the company. One WWE source that House of Wrestling spoke to labelled Khan as petulant, with others stating that it's a bad look. They would even gather the feelings of former AEW World Champion CM Punk, as a source close to the Second City Saint responded by saying that this is the kind of stuff that makes Punk happy to be away from the company. But what do you make of Tony Khan's recent activity on social media? And is any publicity good publicity, or is he going too far? Let me know in the comments down below. And next, who removed Vince McMahon from the WWE creative process? It was recently revealed that Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, was recently handed the keys to the WWE creative team kingdom as the man with near complete control over the company's on-screen booking. This change marked the removal of Vince McMahon in the day-to-day creative process, who now has little say in the matter despite still being the executive chairman of the TKO group. According to a report from Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated, the driving force behind this internal shakeup has been identified as Ari Emanuel, CEO of Endeavor and TKO Group Holdings, who now finds himself as the most powerful man in WWE, and Justin would note, multiple contacts within WWE and UFC have confirmed that Ari Emanuel, who wields power as the Endeavor CEO, is behind the change. Emanuel has long been a firm believer that, in order for an organization to be as effective as possible, people need to do the job they are assigned. In this case, that approach has empowered Levesque to exert his full influence in the company's creative sphere. This development within WWE's upper management signals a new era for the organization, with Vince McMahon no longer holding the final say in the wrestling company for the first time in decades following the sale to Endeavor earlier this year. In yet another hammer blow to the WWE chairman, Emanuel would speak with Bloomberg's Lucas Shaw this week, where the topic of the recent dropping of the TKO stock price came up, with him listing Vince as one of the reasons for this happening. Next up, 2 All Elite Wrestling departures have been confirmed. Over recent times, many AEW departures have been announced, with the most notable being former AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill, who signed with WWE following the expiration of her contract. We now have news on 2 more exits from the company, as it's been confirmed that Zach Clayton and VSK have both ended their tenures with AEW, with the company choosing not to renew their deals. Clayton's departure was initially reported by WrestleZone and later by PW Insider, and he was known for his engagement to reality star JWoww and joined AEW in 2022 and was mostly seen on AEW Dark and Dark Elevation. Clayton's departure was initially reported by WrestleZone and later by PW Insider, and he was known for his engagement to reality star JWoww and joined AEW in 2022 and was mostly seen on AEW Dark and Dark Elevation. Having been with AEW since 2020, VSK was reintroduced as Jeeves K in 2022 and was part of the Trustbusters faction. Prior to his AEW stint, VSK was featured in Impact Wrestling and the NWA, and his exit was reported by PW Insider. Next up, we have an update on an ongoing AEW injury. During a recent episode of AEW Dynamite, Adam Cole would suffer from an ankle injury when at ringside during MJF's AEW World title defense against Samoa Joe, with him expected to be out of action for a number of months, putting the brakes on the ongoing storyline with his new best friend, MJF. Taking to X this week, Adam Cole would reach out to his fan base following reports that he'd underwent surgery, where he issued a heartfelt message to those that have shown support, with him also providing an update on his upcoming streaming schedule, and he stated, "I'm okay, Chugs Army. This is going to be a long and challenging road, but your love and support means the absolute world to me. I hope you all know how much I appreciate it. Hoping to be back on stream next week. Most importantly, I hope you are all doing amazing. I really do." Whilst Cole hasn't been seen in an AEW arena as of late, he has appeared in pre-recorded vignettes, keeping his storyline alive with Roderick Strong and the Kingdom, this whilst MJF feuds with Bullet Club Gold. How long Adam Cole will be out of action for has yet to be confirmed, although he likely won't return until after the reported expiry date of current AEW World Champion MJF, whose deal is said to be up in January 2024, leaving the future of the enemy-turned-friend angle up in the air. And next up, we have backstage details regarding a recent WWE debut. This past Friday night on SmackDown, former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis made his on-screen debut for WWE, this after weeks of working backstage in a producer's role behind the scenes. He was introduced as the brand new general manager of SmackDown, with Adam Pearce transitioning into the role of Raw general manager. Following the expiration of his Impact Wrestling contract this summer, Aldis transitioned into a backstage role in WWE, and according to a fresh report from Fightful Select, he did so without an official deal in place. However, they noted that this trial is now over, and Aldis has now signed a deal with the company and is now with WWE in an official capacity. Additionally, Nick was not listed on this week's SmackDown producer reports, which could be a sign that he's now just an on-screen talent, although we'll have to wait and see if he produces matches in the coming weeks. Those Fightful spoke to have revealed that Aldis has been easy to work with and willing to make the most of the WWE opportunity, and others have said that he's eager to make that work in whatever role he was given, with him clearly impressing during his short time in the company, despite not wrestling, which would likely be his first choice. And next, a rumored WWE return has been debunked. Former WWE champion Alberto Del Rio, who hasn't been seen in the promotion since 2014, would recently stir up speculation about a potential return to WWE. According to a report from Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, following a match on October 5th, Del Rio claimed that he was nearing a WWE comeback last year. However, he claimed that his return was halted due to an internal shift within the company, specifically referencing Vince McMahon's retirement. Well, it didn't take long for Alberto's claim to be shut down by WWE higher-ups, as according to Fightful Select, one WWE official gave them a short response regarding this possibility, and they would simply say, "No fucking chance." Whilst Del Rio does have many accolades to his name from his time in WWE, including a win in the Royal Rumble and a Money in the Bank ladder match, as well as multiple title reigns, securing the WWE Championship, World Heavyweight Championship, and United States Championship twice each, it doesn't look like this controversial star will be stepping back inside a WWE ring anytime soon. Next up is this top AEW star set to retire. Despite a career spanning multiple decades and a legacy as one of the greatest of all time, Sting continues to perform on a semi-active basis at the age of 64, with him wrestling 8 matches so far in 2023. Following a recent announcement from All Elite Wrestling, the Icon is now set to make an appearance on the upcoming episode of AEW Dynamite, this for the first time since his involvement at the WrestleDream pay-per-view, where he was on the end of a beatdown from Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Luchasaurus, this before Adam Copeland made his AEW debut, coming to his aid. The segment has been billed as Sting addresses the fans, and has led to speculation that this could be in relation to his impending retirement from in-ring action, this after it's been implied multiple times that 2023 will be the Stinger's last year in a wrestling capacity. With only 2 months left of the year to go, it seems that Sting's wrestling days could be coming to an end, with him perhaps set to announce his final match this Wednesday night, maybe at the upcoming Full Gear pay-per-view in Inglewood, California, not too far from Venice Beach, which is where the icon has been billed from throughout his career. And before you go, make sure you check out what's next for the WWE releases of September 2023.